We'll now commence the presentation of ExpressBook PSA, IPSAS-compliant accounting software. There are two versions of ExpressBook PSA, the standard edition and then the professional edition. So I'm going to present to you the professional edition, which has all the features of the standard edition. So let's start. If ExpressBook is installed on your system, the icon will be on the desktop. So you double click on the icon and it's going to bring you to this first screen. This is a database connection screen. It is here that you connect to the database, the central database that form the backend storage for the software. Now, the database can be anywhere. It can be in the cloud. It can be in your local area network server, or it can be on any system you designate as a server in your office. So it doesn't have to be a dedicated server. It can be any computer. The most important thing is that that computer you've chosen will be configured to enable file sharing. We've done this so that the cost of acquiring the software will be less, because if we insist that you must have a central dedicated server, that put additional burden on you. So we make it easy for you to deploy it even on the desktop where there is no server, provided there is a local area network that allows people to share data. Now, the other thing we have done to reduce the burden, the cost of acquisition of this software, is the database drivers we have provided. Naturally, this system was designed to run on SQL Server. But when we realized that the cost of acquiring SQL Server can be enormous, we decided to diversify. So we now have Jet, which is a free database management system. We have Jet. We also have MySQL. Also, Oracle is there. Again, Oracle is not free. It's not cheap. But MySQL has a free version, open source version that can be downloaded. And so this enables you to use the software even without having to spend so much money on a central or a server-based database management system like Oracle or Microsoft SQL Server. So once you've set up this string, which specify where the database is stored, you do it just once. You don't need to repeat it again next time you log on. So what you do next is to click this connect button. The connect button brings you to the logon screen where you have to enter your login credentials. So to do that, you click here, you click this button here, and you enter your username. In this case, mine is system, and my password here is also system. So that brings you to the main menu of the software. Now, if you look at it, you see that there are icons top here on the toolbar. You have toolbar menu. You also have this explorer bar menu. Now, I'm going to quickly put you through all the features of this menu, or the features of the software. You see, I have to make it clear that this is not a training session where I'll have to go deeper into all these details. This is just a presentation to enable you appraise the features of ExpressBook PSA. Most of the things you see, I'm going to brush through, they are dealt with in training in a deeper way. So to cut short the time of this presentation to minimal time, I will have to, not to dwell so much on the details of these features. So let's start with this. You see, this is the general parameter settings. These settings allows you to set up the environment which the system is going to run. The first thing is the entities profile, which is where you enter your company's details, or your MDA or whatever detail, public entity details. If you are in the public sector under the federal government, that is one of the MDAs, it's most likely your profile or you find your name in this list. So you can just type, type the name of your ministry or the agency, and it will come up. So you click it, and everything will flow into place. We'll have given you your ID, which you are going to enter here. Yeah, that is entity ID. We'll send it. When you buy it, we'll give you this ID. So once you do that, you click save, your address, phone number, and all that. So you have been registered. All the name you enter here, you have to be careful, because this is the name that will appear in all your reports. So you don't make mistake, although you can correct if you make mistake. So, but the first time you have to type the right name. So the next thing is custom local standard settings. This one you don't really need to bother about it, because before we deliver this software to you, we'll have done all the put all the locals, all the database in place, all the settings that you need to run the system. We'll have loaded them. Then the other one is custom preference. The only thing I want to point out in custom preference is that you have to specify whether you want to run in real time or batch. A real time mode means that in a multi-user environment, whatever anybody posts goes directly into the general ledger. But in a batch environment, whatever anybody posts goes first to a temporary file database until there is a central person who is authorized to approve those transactions, approve them. They don't go to the general ledger. But the advantage and disadvantage in both, because in real time you can be sure that anything that is posted is available for reporting, for you to view and report. But in a batch mode, until somebody commits it, it cannot be available for financial reporting. And in a situation whereby somebody forget to commit the batch, it can create a problem. It has created it in one of the places that I did the implementation. So it's for you to choose which one is more convenient for you. But we always advise people, for the first year, choose the real-time mode. Then later on, you can switch to batch mode. Now, the next important thing I want to emphasize here is the account policy, cash to bank account policy. You can run on TSA or independent. So, some people, most of federal government MDA run under TSA. That is in terms of their cash policy. They run on TSA, but there are some agencies that run independently. Some run mixed, I don't know. So that is okay. But when it comes to central collection of money, if you're on TSA, then select TSA. So the next thing is budget compliance. Monitor compliance. If you say yes, the system will always alert you if there is no budget for the item you want to post. And it will stop there if you say monitor compliance. If you say enforce compliance, it means that if there is no budget, no posting. It will stop you, prevent you from posting. So these are the three things I want you to take note of at this level, under these settings. So you can also set up your currency. The system is multi-currency, so you can set up as many currency as possible, but only one currency is the default is the what you call reporting currency, which is the Naira. The Naira is a functional currency. Then you can set up your department, and then use this one. This one is we always define this before we load it, present it to you, so they are already in the system. These are the statutory taxes: stamp duty, value-added tax, and withholding tax. You have to specify the account that will be updated when they are charged, the rate, and so that it can be done automatically without you having to specify those things during data entry. Then now we also have this national chart of account is the next group. You see, the national chart of account is the fulcrum of IPSAS in Nigeria, even elsewhere, because this is where the customization or domestication of IPSAS takes place. So I told you in the first video that the chart of account has 6 segments. So this is where you set up all those 6 segments. The most important of this segment is the economic segment. So this is what it looks like. The economic segment, again, we preload this thing before we deliver to you. So you won't really have to do all this. So we will have preloaded them. But for the purpose of presentation, it's for you to know that this is the National Chart of Account, what it looks like. There is in that National Chart of Account, which the Office of Accountant General has prepared, there is entry for all the three tiers of the government. You have the federal, states, and then the local government. This is what it looks like in print. So you have revenue group, expenditure group, asset group, and then liabilities group. And please don't forget we are dealing with accrual IPSAS. So that is why you have these four items, these four groups. In a cash-based IPSAS, you will be seeing only revenue and expenditure. So this is what the cash chart of account looks like. You can scroll through, and there's a large document. This is 36 pages. So that's the economic segment of National Chart of Account. Then we also have the admin segment. The admin segment is the various MDAs and then under the federal government or the state government. But if you are an MDA using this software, you find out that there will be no need for it because you are just one of the MDAs. So although we may be there, but you may not have any need for it. Then we have a program segment. The program segment is where you set up the program for capital project. Each capital project must be assigned a program code. And in addition to program code, you have project code, which is a subcode under program code. So this is how you classify capital project. The other thing capital project need is the geographic location segment. These are location dependent. That's why there's nothing here. State government have their own different ones. Local government have their own. Federal government have their own. So it has not been really a very important parameter for MDAs. So that is on the for capital expenditure or capital project. Then the general one is function segment. The function segment applies to all transactions. So the function specify the various functions of government under which transactions are classified based on United Nations classification of government functions. So, and there are sub-functions that each state or local government or federal government will have to include in the general list. Then we have a fund. Fund segment is the source of fund. The source of fund for budget, for all the things you're doing. Where does the fund come from? So this is where you define all those things. So that is it on the National Chart of Accounts. So just know that it has various segments, and all these segments must be set up. The parameters are there, but when we deliver the software, we normally load it with some of these segments, except program and then geographic location, which is depending on the entity that is implementing it. So we also have general utilities. Under general utilities, you have all the tools that you might need to manage your data. This is not a general tool. There are things that you do when you encounter challenge. Sometimes we don't even teach you this in the general training. We keep them except when there are challenges and you call us, you say, oh, this is the challenge you have. We don't tell you, okay, go to the source, go to general utility, click this. For instance, if you, had posted a lot of transaction into the wrong account and there are so many, you don't know what to do. So we'll ask you to come and move that transaction here to the account you want to move to. So, or you have multiple transaction in different files, which nothing happens. So we now want you to merge those transactions. We'll ask you to come here, click this one. It allows you to merge transaction from two different databases. So that is it on that. And then we have IPSAS transition toolkit. The IPSAS transition toolkit enables you to transit from your old legacy system to IPSAS compliant system, because whatever you are doing you are not starting today, you have some rudimentary transaction data which you need to migrate to IPSAS. And we know that those data are not likely to be IPSAS compliant. So we have to put them in IPSAS compliant format and move them into the system. This is what the tool here is meant to accomplish. So we have resources. These are just a few things that enables you to help you to understand the system. One of those resources is you can go to our website and check if there is any update to download. And then we have security. Security is important because you see this system is highly secure in the sense that there are two levels of security. The first level of security is that you have to be registered as a user to be able to use the system. You must be assigned a username and password before you can use the system. These are the parameters you set up when you are setting up a user. So in particular, every user must be given a user group. You have ordinary user, you have admin user, you have a system administrator level, then you have audit. You see, audit is very special in the sense that audit is not supposed to engage in data entry. Their own is just to generate report and check what they want to check. So when you set up when somebody is in audit, make sure you put audit so that they will not be able to alter the data, but just to view the report that they need to view. So another thing is when you set up a user, each user must be given specific permission to access these menus. So it's not just that when you have a password username, you can just go wherever you like. No, you must be given specific permission on what you should be able to do. So that is one of the things the system administrator will have to take charge of. So the system administrator will administer all this. You can change login group, you can change default company, and then users directory and all that. So these are system administrator function. But as a user, every user is given the permission to change his or her password. You can change your password. But if you forget your password, that's a serious issue. However, there is a tool here which the system administrator can use to reset your password so that you start all over again. So these are the things that I want you to understand for this at this level. So in the next video, I will deal with the application menu. But one of the things I want you to understand under resources is this. On our website, there are some things that can really help you. I've already mentioned that. So don't forget to always visit the website when you need any sort of help. The first thing is our blog posts. Our blog posts are very detailed and professionally written. For instance, I've told you about the National Chart of Account. If you come here, you see that we have some posts on National Chart of Account. Here, understanding the National Chart of Account, for instance, it will give you a lot of more details on how to go about deal with National Chart of Account. You see, this is sample National Chart of Account. And if you look at here, functions and all that, they are well explained. So this is the diagram, schematics of the National Chart of Account. You see, you have administrative segment on the top, then you have the economic segment where all these other segments are attached. So this is very important for you for your further learning and professional development in ExpressBook, not even in ExpressBook, in IPSAS, not just ExpressBook. So because we cover a lot of things here, and those who may want to have something like executive summary on ExpressBook PSA, we have executive summary here, which you can either view or download in a PDF format. If you click this button, it takes you to the download page where you can not only view, you can also download. By clicking here, you see download PDF. So this will download it to your system, and you can conveniently and easily view it to see this executive summary, because a lot of people always like to look at executive summary before they proceed. So that is where we are going to end this presentation on this part. When we come back, we're going straight to the application menu one by one. So thank you. See you in the next video.